I'm trying to get my head around Biden's speech because it was such an embarrassment, a kind of a measure of how American political rhetoric has just gone into intellectual freefall. Pure kabuki theater. No attempt to even make an argument, no attempt to even persuade. You begin to wonder what the purpose of it is, other than to appeal to the woke zombie crowd who think that some masterpiece has been delivered, but it's only, intellectual crack cocaine for them. But you would think that Biden would make some attempt to get to the root of the matter. And the root of the matter, as I see it, is this. We obviously want voter laws, voter integrity laws, that make it easier to vote and harder to cheat. Those are the two obvious criteria of a good law. Easier to vote, so all eligible people can vote, and harder to cheat. People who are not supposed to vote can't do it, or it's much harder for them to do it. Now, for the Democrats' point of view, they focus on sort of one side of the seesaw. Let's make it easier to vote. But we don't care if it makes it also easier to cheat. That seems to be their philosophy. They just don't mention anything about the cheating. They don't mention that their great enthusiasm about making voting easy, and in fact opposing voter integrity laws, appears to be to pave the way for more cheating. Cheating appears to be part of their kind of way of getting to the finish line, or at least in their view. And they accuse Republicans of making it harder to vote, as if that was the sole issue. And making it harder to vote seems to be objectionable, even if the steps that are taken are also ensuring voter integrity, also assuring that there's authentication of the vote, that only people who are qualified to vote do vote. But Biden makes no attempt to measure these trade-offs, no attempt to say, all right, let's start looking at individual proposals, voter ID, the number of days that are allowed for early voting, the number of drop boxes, and let's see how the balance is struck between simultaneously trying to make voting easier and at the same time making sure that it is harder to cheat. This was not even attempted in the Biden speech. And so what you get is a whipped up frenzy, a kind of almost comical. You have to step back and appreciate the humor of this. This worked up, brain dead, glazed eyed, but nevertheless, staccato outburst president of ours, this sort of global laughing stock, making analogies that don't stand up for even the most room temperature IQ observer. Oh, the greatest threat since the Civil War. Everything seems to be the greatest threat to this since the Civil War to this moron. So this is a time when Republicans need to just laugh this stuff off, recognize that you're dealing with sheer stupidity and nothing intellectually serious, nothing even worrisome. Just keep our heads down, keep passing these laws one after the other, and keep doing block and tackle for the at the federal level until the midterm election, when we will vote and teach them a lesson.